When you left us last time, we were in a bit of a predicament. To say that I had cocked it up, I think would be an understatement. So let's catch up and see how we get out of this mess. Was sitting on its belly, so we opted for a snatch recovery in the end with a little light pull, and we were out. The next job is to fill the holes that we generated, and then it was time for the others to have a crack. They made it look so easy.
Into it.
Oh well, where's the fun in crossing the desert if you don't get stuck at least once? We did check the tyre pressures and they had increased considerably, so I deflated the tyres to about the same as my deflated ego, and we ventured on. Just walked up.
Another salt lake. It's just huge. Okay, for as far as the eye can see to my left, and that's a fair distance. So this is driving on the French line, heading west.
Don't take this one easy either, guys.
When we got to any gnarly dunes, it was one at a time. So if you needed to have multiple attempts, there was plenty of room to do this.
Almost left it one too late with the revs.
Oh shit, I have too.
Yeah, Andy, on these next gen, I'm going to stop at the top, so if you want to wait down here a bit, there's some traffic oncoming somewhere. I'm just going to see if I can see them or contact them from up the top, mate.
What are you going to do?
Back up a bit more.
Drop your tyre?
It's knowing when to stop, so you don't bury yourself. Lesson learned from earlier in the day.
You don't run out of revs?
So I just backed down, had another attempt, this time a little longer run up and a different gear selection, and the result is nicely over the top.
Yet another salt pan, and this one is huge. If the other one wasn't, this one is.
Beautiful view from up here, everyone. That's worth a photo if you want to prop as you go across for a bit. Just come up one at a time.
Moment here.
Yeah, just hang on here. This one's really soft, everyone. We need to run up from right down the bottom, so just hang on, I'll come back.
time either. Yep.
Come on up, next one.
As we move through this area, the track is starting to change. It's interesting in that all of a sudden we're starting to see evidence of gypsum. Now gypsum is a soft sulfate mineral composed of calcium sulfate dihydrate. It is widely mined and used as a fertiliser and as the main component in many forms of plaster, blackboard and drywall.
Yeah. It says Knolls Track coming up. There you go, which is where we're going to hang a left. Start heading south.
The dunes have started to become smaller and at the moment travel is quite smooth.
Turning onto the Knolls Track. Heading towards the WAA line. This is a different sort of terrain. You're working in between the sand dunes now. Heading south. It's quite different.
Certainly we're going to pull up at the Attora Knolls. They're just a couple of gypsum outcrops. I guess they're special because of where they are. They're not a sand dune, they're actually gypsum. So anyway, you can actually walk up to the top and have a look around. So we'll pull up when we get down to the car park in a couple of k's time.
The Conservation Park is also home to a series of fragile gypsum outcrops known as the Approdinna Attora Knolls. These low, twin outcrops are located a little way off the main French line and stand out because of the whiteness of their gypsum that contrasts vividly with the red dunes around them. Apart from providing a scenic lookout that allows us a fantastic 360-degree view, the knolls are quite fragile and are of great spiritual significance to the local Aboriginal people. Not much further down the track, we found this great little camp, and within minutes we were all set up and organising dinner. With the new day comes new life, and as the desert slowly awakens, the crispness of the night air slowly disappears as the sun warms the sand of the Simpson Desert.
It's not much good for anything, of any value to stock or anything. Grass out of it, all in the channel country as well. It's good for stabilising the sandy soil, the dunes. Same as the shorter grass, which is all kerosene grass, not for anything except, soil cover. Yeah, thanks, Bob. They've all got their purpose, haven't they?
Is it Paul?
Yeah, I think nature has a way of sort of looking after itself, doesn't it?
This bush is on the side, the prickly ones, or the prickly looking ones, the sand dune cane grass, which is what Bob was just talking about. On this particular section, we're actually driving on the ridge of a sand dune because we've got gullies in between us. So I'll see if I can pan left to show you. So washouts here. This is driving on the rig road. Going around the base of another clay pan, salt lake. Could be tricky. Might have to go around this lake because there's water in it. Yeah, it is a creek that feeds into this lake. I'm just doing it's a dry creek bed at the moment, which is good.
We're just going to stop up ahead to get a photo of all this water in this lake.
While we were stopped, this bloke was taking refuge. But what from, we thought. Then we saw this guy in the tree. In the early 1960s, the French Petroleum Company made a series of exploration tracks, which have now become the tracks that enable us to traverse the deserts in Central Australia. The Rig Road is one of these. It crosses the southern part of the Simpson Desert and has been capped with clay, making it an easier route to travel on. It was originally capped to make easy access for transportation of heavy drilling and earth-moving equipment. The clay was excavated from borrow pits in the dune corridors.
Open plains, and we are heading towards a place called the Lone Gum Tree, which is a lone gum tree in the middle of a salt pan, was it, John? A clay pan. And that should be hopefully our lunch stop.
This medium-sized spreading tree, known as the lone gum, is a coolabah tree. The name lone gum is somewhat of a misnomer, as coolabah is a box eucalypt. Coolabah generally grow on heavily clayed soils in seasonally flooded areas such as floodplains, the margins of watercourses, lagoons and swamps. However, the location of this isolated coolabah in the middle of the southern Simpson Desert dune field is far removed from the nearest watercourse. This is both fascinating and intriguing. Little is known about the origin of the tree, how it came to be there or its age. So after a bit of lunch, we're on our way.
We've just made the turn left and we're now on the WAA line, which will be different driving to what it has been for the last hour.
Just made that top turn a little bit wider for you.
That's good, John, because I think we made a little bit wider for you.
No.
This one's a bit longer and softer than you would suspect, so we'll give it another crack. Okay, quicker. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
That one's going to be good.
Mate, that could be a problem. Still not going to do it.
Kind of bit of overgrowth there and it's been knocked down, but it's not too bad. Might need a bit of momentum. That's a lot better.
This was one tough dune, but we found a way around. It's worth noting, this is quite often the case late in the day. The sun has taken any moisture that was present in the morning, and the sand becomes much softer and powdery the later in the day you travel.
A lovely switchback. What about that one? Oh, swing the bum around.
Yeah, weekly way, come Jeff.
Marion. Bob's going to lower our tyre pressures pretty savagely. We've got the back of the vehicle up against the bank, so we're going to be playing up here for a little while just to get it back in the situation, because it's come around the corner and it just bounced all over the place.
What you can't see is there's a dirty big hole just to the left of the rear wheel, so we needed to secure the vehicle so it didn't end up in it. After some careful manoeuvring it was secure and we could start to position the recovery tracks to get the cruiser out. Well done, Marion. So now a bit of track building and to get everyone else up.
Yep.
After gathering up some firewood, we pull into camp today with plenty of daylight left, as tonight will be our last night in the desert. What a fantastic day we've experienced. The variation in driving conditions, from soft sandy dunes to clay covered tracks, and the need to adjust driving techniques to conquer both. The difference a few pounds of tyre pressure can make, and of course some of the limitations of the vehicle and the driver. I'm filled with mixed emotions. What we've experienced in the last few days is nothing short of amazing. Over every dune is the unknown, around every corner a new horizon, and to be able to share this experience with people that share the passion.
Nothing like a good steak and some nice onion. Got the veggies in the pot boiling away. Very soon, apart from the bugs, we'll get a little bit of protein in the onion. We'll be ready to chow down.
I think I'll have a quiet drink tonight and reflect. Join us next time when we meet some of Central Australia's reptiles. Make camp and feed the fish at Dowhouse Springs, visit some old ruins, tackle some corrugated roads, and enjoy a shower and a counter meal at Mount Dare.